Hey guys, welcome to the kitchen. Today we're going to get going right away because we're going to do two things today. We're going to get some chicken fajitas done in our rock crock once again. These are going to take us about 15 minutes. These are the quickest fajitas you'll find ever. And they're a nice variation to your meals throughout the week. It adds a nice flavor. Everybody loves the Mexican style, right? Tacos are a huge hit. This is taking tacos a little bit to the left, and we're going to use chicken instead of beef. So we're going to go from there. It's awesome. We're just going to throw some stuff all in the pot, and the pot's going to go in the microwave. You're not going to believe how simple it really is. So what I've got in here already is some onions, right? It calls for 2 medium onions. I have these really tiny onions, so I'm using 4. And all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to quickly slice them up. I know it's hard to see through all the writing here, but I have this awesome little quick and slice, and I'm just slicing and throwing them in. So we're just going to kind of make our way through the onions, right? It's a slicer, so it's slicing them all just the way you would want your, your peppers and stuff in things like fajitas. We're doing it to the onions, and then we're going to do it to our peppers, okay? So all this is just being dumped right into our rock crock. Actually, our peppers we need to cut in quarters. It's much easier if you use them in quarters. They lay flatter on the quick slice. But then once they're in quarters, they can be sliced away. So we are just going to lay pepper in here on a quarter. And then I'm just going to line it up. And walk down, and now you've got your slices, right? Done. Super quick, faster than any knife in the West. Uh-oh, can't get this out. We got a straggler. We're just going to do this. So now it calls for a red pepper and a green pepper, or a green pepper and an orange pepper, whatever pepper you like. I managed to have a little slice down the side here. Let's get that out. I'm going to need a knife. Where'd my little pink guy go? These little knives are really, really handy for all kinds of things. Perfect for slicing apples, sticking into small spaces, getting things caught and uncaught like we're doing right now. Okay, we're going to just carry on with the slicing. Almost done with the green. I have 1 large green, and then I had a small orange and a small yellow. So I've just cut up all of those. And we're slicing away. How fast can you beat this process here? Could you do it with a knife? Even you knife sharks that love to cut at home. Could you beat how fast this is going? I don't know. So we've done 4 small onions. Sorry, I'll say 3 because I had one already in there before we started. And now we've done 3 full peppers. Almost 3 full peppers, 1 left. Bob's your uncle. Done, okay? So there we've got onions and peppers sitting in the bottom of our rock crock, okay? Pretty easy peasy. We're going to set that aside. I'm actually going to push it over because we don't need it right now. Now we're going to focus on our chicken, okay? I have 4 chicken breasts here. Almost completely thawed. I was hoping to get them completely thawed, but they're not completely thawed, which happens in life. And I have a lime. So I'm going to take this lime and I'm going to slice it in half, okay? Really simple, really quick, sliced in half, just like that. I'm going to take my citrus press. Those of you that love your lemons in the morning will love this press. It's super, super easy. Actually, let's do this. All right, I've got my citrus press here. I'm going to squeeze this just into a mixing bowl, just like this. Let's see if I can move this stuff all down a little bit without sending everything into my sink. Just to give you a visual, there you go. So there's 1/2 of a lemon. Look at how well that juicer goes. It takes it right inside out and gets every morsel of the juice. It's fantastic. Or lime-tastic. Okay, done. Next lime, super just like the same. We're going to throw that in there. No, we're going to need that again. I've got my fajita seasoning. Now, I didn't have any fajita seasoning in my cupboard. I had to put it together. Do you know how easy it is to put fajita seasoning together? I didn't until about 10 minutes ago. All I've got is, I never even used the cayenne pepper, but it did call for that. So if you love your spice, add that to it. I pretty much have equal parts of chili powder, cumin, paprika, and garlic salt. All I did was do this. I made 2 tablespoons by evenly mixing those items. Done. Smells just like fajita or taco sauce, however you want to do it. So I'm going to add that to the lime. Okay? So now we got that. Where did my little spatula go? So we're going to just stir that up a little bit. Okay? And then we're going to paint our chicken. It's like kids. Kids could do this. Where did my painter brush go? Thank you. I have an assistant home today, Abby, but she doesn't want to come on camera. She's too shy. She's supposed to be at school, but she's got braces, and she got those fixed today, and she's not very happy anymore, so we're just going to let her be. Right, Abby? And she's so quietly eating next to me, even though I asked her to be quiet.
Nom, nom, nom.
Okay, so I'm just painting the chicken with our lime and fajita seasoning. So simple, so easy. I'm going to flip those over. Actually, I'm going to flip them and I'm just going to lay them on the top. Let's see if I can get this in. I'm just going to lay them on top of the peppers and on top of the onions. Just really, really simple like that. On top of the peppers and on top of the onions, you're laying your chicken breasts. Yes, it sounds crazy. Trust me. I've already done a lot of things that you guys have all went, oh my gosh, and they've all turned out wonderful. So just trust me. It's pretty cool. I'm painting the top half of the chicken breast here. I'll give you a shot in just a second as soon as I get the last one painted. So all I did was paint both sides with the fajita seasoning mixed in with the juiced lime. Okay. All set and done there. Uh-oh. Gotta let that sit. Okay. So, there you go. You've got 4 chicken breasts sitting on top of 3 peppers and 4 onions all sliced up. That's it. This is it. This is your fajitas right here. Tracy says, come on, Abby. She's calling you a suck. I just told her, Tracy. So I'm going to put the lid on this, and now I'm going to put this in my microwave, and I'm going to set it for 12 to 15 minutes. The important thing here, right, every microwave is a little bit different. Your chicken's going to cook a little bit. It could be done in 12 minutes. It could be done in 15 minutes. It could be done in 17 minutes. It's all relative. Just make sure your chicken is cooked. Check it, right? Make sure your chicken is cooked. If you have a temperature gauge, it's 165 degrees and it's cooked. If not, just make sure it's a clear juice coming through and it's white all the way through. So I'm going to throw that in there, and then we're going to get to the second recipe because we're going to do this in 2 steps. And I'm telling you, it's a fantastic meal. Abby, why don't you come over here and do this? Turn the microwave on for 15 minutes, please. Okay, so the second part of our meal tonight is we're going to make a bean dip, okay? This dip is a dip that we make almost weekly in our house because it's the easiest thing. It's a great snack for after hockey, before or for school, after school. Anytime the kids want a quick snack, they can pull out this bean dip and it gives them a permission to eat nacho chips, really. So I'm not sure if they like the nacho chips or the fact that they get the bean dip. Doesn't really matter to me. They're getting beans and corn and vegetables in them at the same time as they're scarfing down nacho chips. And we all kind of like it anyway. So it works out well. So I've got a large mixing bowl here. What I'm going to do is I have 1 can of black beans already in here. I have another can rinsed and drained right here. I'm just going to, oh, hang on a second. I need a new spatula. Back. I'm going to just dump this right in here like this. This bean dip is fantastic. We ate it all summer long. The recipe came from a friend of ours who likes to create a lot of these types of recipes. She's got a lot of good ones. And so I kind of stole this one from her. We've modified it very slightly, but not much. And it just keeps getting devoured and devoured. The only reason we modified it is because some of the things that, it depends on what we have in our kitchen, not because it needed any taste at all. We've taken a can of corn. And what I did was I broiled this can of corn with a light dusting of olive oil, like I just sprayed it over top. I broiled it for 15 minutes, so I don't know if you can see the browning of the corn. It's roasted corn. Adds a really, really nice flavor to this bean dip. We're just going to slide that all in here. One of the coolest things about this bean dip is the colors, right? It's got a ton of colors. It's really, really pretty. and it tastes just as good. So I've got all that in here. So now I've got beans and corn done. I'm going to get this out of the way. We're going to get this out of the way. Remember, we've talked about an organized workstation. So what really makes things work well in your kitchen is when you've got everything wrapped around. So the way we set up our workstation today is I had the fajitas on one side and the bean dip on the other side. I have everything that we're going to need for each recipe out in front of that recipe. It also tells me that I need to use, if there's a product still sitting on my countertop, you know, like the mangoes that are still here, I know I need to add those mangoes. Or I know I need to add this. It helps you not forget things, like we did yesterday. Oops. It's not perfect. But it helps you not forget things, and it helps you keep your mindset on the task, right? You're not going to drift off here or there. You're going to go over to your cupboard. You're going to grab the spice, but oh, you're going to see something else, and it reminds you to do something else. And then next thing you know, you've scrolled off to do something else, and you've still got something half done on your counter. The more we focus on a task, the quicker and more accurately it's going to get done. So that's where we're taking this today, is we've got everything set up here in front of us. So as you see me shoving things off to the side, it means we're done with them. And whatever's left is what I've got left to deal with. So now what we need to do is we need to deal with some onions. And I'm going to use my manual food processor. I'm going to put this up here because I really, really like this tool. I'm not sure it's going to stay on this stand very well, so we're not going to go too far away from our cutting board. So in this manual food processor, we are going to take our onions down to nothing. Now, I have a quarter of an onion somewhere floating around. There it is. It's a quarter of a red onion. Okay? I am going to peel the skin off, put that in my organic waste, quarter this onion into chunks. You saw us do this the other day with tomatoes, and I'm just going to lay this on top in the food processor, okay? This is a manual food processor. It works on your own strength. So everything is sitting in there. I'm going to move it down here to the cutting board only because I'm afraid that by doing this up here, it's going to send everything flying and right into Abby, and that's not good. So I'm just going to crank it, right? And all I'm doing is with my strength, that's what's spinning the blades in the inside. So I just spun that a little bit, okay? You still see there are still some larger chunks. The more finer you want it, the more you're going to spin it. So if you're at home and you're watching this, feel free to say hi, because I can see these comments running up along the bottom, and it's kind of cool. So now we've got our onions all nice and small, and we're going to just pour that into our bean dip. Keep this on camera here. Okay, in we go. We've added our onions. Okay. This recipe calls for mangoes. The mango is kind of the sweetener side of this salsa. I've often used honey in replacement of this, about a half a cup of honey, just in case you don't have mangoes. But a nice hack, if you don't like peeling mangoes and cutting them up, it's kind of a pain, it's a lot of work. What you can do is you can buy frozen mangoes. If you have smoothies in your house, a lot of times you'll buy the frozen mango chunks. That's all these are. They're half frozen still. They've been sitting out for maybe 15 minutes. And I'm going to throw them into this manual food processor. Now, I haven't done this before, so we'll see how much it actually takes it down. But I have done it many, many times with the chopper, and the chopper takes it to nothing. Hi, Gail. So, we're just going to do the same thing. With your mangoes. You can see little bits of onion remnants in there, but it's mostly taking those mangoes down to nothing, right? Little small chunks, perfect for your salsa. We're just going to add that in. Now, as the mangoes thaw completely, they add and they spread the sweet all throughout the salsa. So it's actually really, really nice to do it in the food processor while they're a little bit frozen. We've got a jalapeno here. We're going to quickly do that. Now, I'm going to seed this jalapeno because I have a house that does not like any heat at all, which I've told you many times. If you take the seeds out of your jalapeno, it really reduces the heat tremendously. Okay, so there's the seed core. I've just basically cut around it. And I've got my jalapenos right here. Right? There's a couple seeds that I'm going to try to eliminate because those seeds are very powerful. Make sure when you're touching jalapenos, you do not touch your eyes anytime afterwards. Just gonna give them one more slice. So I'm adding jalapenos back again into this manual food processor as well. And I have roasted red peppers. That's what I'm gonna add in there today. I'm just gonna quickly drain them in the same colander that I used for the black beans. Okay, giving those up. They don't need to be perfectly drained because the juices of the red pepper is really nice too. So again, those are in here with the jalapenos at the same time. These are the last items to go through our manual food processor. So, done. The blade comes out. It's a super easy item. This goes in your dishwasher. This goes in your dishwasher. There's our peppers and jalapenos, totally blended up. Okay, I'm not even going to stir it up yet because I want you guys to see how it is. Last two ingredients. Of course, there is not a recipe in this house that doesn't include garlic. Only when I lose my garlic press. Aha, there it is. So many things on the table today, it's getting me lost. Garlic press, in you go. Now she's going to start taking pictures of me. Talk about being self-conscious. Holy cow. All right. Second piece of garlic. In we go. Done with that. Now we're going to add the juice of 2 limes. I have some very sorry looking limes here today, unfortunately. Those need to go on the grocery list. But we're going to use them anyway. Juice of 2 limes. 1/4. 2/4. Excuse me. 1 more lime. And then the finishing touch to this salsa is cilantro. The herb that is loved or hated by everyone. You either love cilantro or you hate cilantro. Hi, sweet Caroline. This is kind of funny. Okay, so if you love cilantro, you're going to add cilantro. If you do not love cilantro, you are not going to add cilantro. I have cilantro here that is we use in various recipes throughout the house. Okay, I'm just going to slice off with my knife quickly, keep it tiny and small so that it adds to the color and the ambiance of the salsa. Just threw that in there. There's about not even 1/4 cup, just under 1/4 cup of that. We're going to throw that on there. And this is what our salsa looks like before I stir it up. Wait till you see it after. It's fantastic. And this is, I tell you, we make this thing almost weekly. Like, on average, I would say it would have to be weekly. It makes a lot of salsa, and it lasts for a while, but it's a perfect little quick snack for everybody in your house. You can accent your fajitas with it like we're going to do tonight. It's awesome. We've even poured it. I have one child who loves it over white rice instead of on a chip. She'll take it to school over top of white rice. So this is our salsa now. You can see all the colors, I'm sure. See just through the glass there, on the top stays the same. It's a very colorful, very healthy, very quick meal. An awesome complement to any meal. Those are our 2 things today. So all you have left to do at this point is you're waiting for your chicken to come out of your microwave, your fajitas. Those are going to be ready to go. So once those are done, once you pull them out, you check your chicken, you're going to put your chicken down on your cutting board and you're going to slice it, just like fajitas. You're going to slice it widthwise all the way through, and then you're going to mix the whole thing up. You're not going to add anything else to it. You don't need to. You just mix it all up. Get a pair of tongs and you start putting it into whether you want hard shells, soft shells, that's completely up to you. You're going to want to shred some cheese. You can do that now while it's in the microwave waiting, or while you're waiting. You're going to want some sour cream, maybe some tomatoes on the side, some salsa, whatever you've got in your fridge, you just pull it out. It's really meant to be a quick and easy meal. You could even put this inside your fajitas. I mean, the options are endless, really. So it's a really quick, Really great meal to have. We've got to run tonight. We've got to be somewhere by 5 o'clock. So the kids are going to come home from school. They're going to sit down. They're going to have fajitas. They're going to have some chips and dip. They think it's great because they get chips as a meal. You know, what better food group is there than chips? And everybody's getting the well-rounded nutrition that they need. You got to play tonight. You got to do whatever you need to do. It's all there in one meal. And it doesn't need to be stressful. That's the whole point of all these videos I keep doing is cooking is simple. You just got to keep it simple. Don't work it all up into your head. We do this with everything in our lives. We make things so complicated, and really the simplicity is the best way to go. It makes things more elegant, it makes things easier, and everybody works at a much calmer, much less stress level. So keep it simple. 3-4 ingredients, that's all you really need in your meals. That it doesn't need to be an intricate thing. If you love to cook those nice intricate things, that's fantastic. I'm not dissing that at all. What I suggest is you do it when you have the time, right? Weeknights are really, really hard for people because we're running in 8 different directions. Right now, our kids rule our lives. When I was a kid, we didn't run like this. We didn't have 85 sports after school. My mom cooked a big meal every night. But she had time to because we were home. We came home from school, we went outside, and we played all night until she called us in for dinner. I mean, that was it. Now it's, okay, hurry up home from school, get your homework done, we got to get out the door. Oh, bring your homework to the rink because that's the only way to do it, blah, blah, blah. And somewhere in all of that chaos, you need to eat. And you don't want to be doing drive-through because it's just not a good example to set. It's not a good way to teach your kids that a quick meal should just be through there. Am I saying never go through the drive-through? No. We go through the drive-through. You got to do it. You got to pick your times, pick your battles. But if you can avoid it by doing something this quick and this simple, why not? Why not do it this way? It just works for everybody. So that's my rant. Sorry, I kind of scrolled off into something. I hope you try the fajitas. Definitely do the bean dip. And we'll see you again tomorrow.